All right, good morning. Welcome to Agora. We are so excited to work with you today. My name is Mrs. Loeb, and we also have Mrs. Longcar. She and I are co-teachers, and we're going to be getting you through all the orientation information the first 4 days of school. And I have a little quiz for you already, your very first few seconds with us. If you're able to hear my voice okay, I want you to find the smiley face. It's over here in the participant window where the names are. There's a little drop-down menu. Good job, Azaria. Asia, great. Isabel. Oh, good, everybody. I see those smiley faces coming in. If you can't find it, that's okay. We're going to go over how to find it in this class. All right, so the live sessions, which is where you are right now, they are designed for the student and the learning coach to learn together. So the learning coach or parent is expected to sit with and assist the student during live sessions and with any daily assignments that we do give. The learning coach should sit with the youngest student if you have more than one student enrolled. So learning coaches and students, if you're sitting together, try to find that green check mark. It looks like this. You can see that smiley. It's right near the smiley over here. And again, these sessions are meant for students and learning coaches. So parents should be sitting with students in all classes and supporting, especially during orientation. This is all setup information and information to get you guys ready to go for a successful school year. Okay, great. I see lots of green checks. So we have a few session topics for this first class. And if you would like to read these session topics, you can try to raise your hand. That's right next to the green check and the red X, and I'll give you your microphone. All right, Melissa and her student, go ahead. You can read these topics. You click on the talk button in the top left corner.
Hi, teacher. Say hi to your teacher.
Go ahead, you got it.
Let's see if she can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you. Go ahead. You can start right here.
What did she say?
Go ahead, we can hear you. You can start right here. You can say introduction. Oh, I think she turned her mic off. That's all right, guys. How about we come back to you? We can hear you loud and clear. Does anybody else want to read these session topics? All right, Dane, go ahead and try your mic out. So just click on the talk button, Dane, in the top left corner. And Dane, you know what? You might have to do your audio setup. You make sure that that microphone is connected, okay? So I'm just going to read through these quickly. We have our introduction and expectations for the program. We're going to talk about Blackboard Collaborate. And then we're going to create a desktop folder so you can keep all of your files from orientation in a folder. Our session goals are to understand the expectations of the orientation program, how to be successful, to learn how to participate in live sessions using the Blackboard Collaborate tools, and to create an orientation desktop folder. And I think Mrs. Longcar is away right now, but we're going to just start out by introducing ourselves. My name is Mrs. Loeb. I'm going to be co-teaching with Mrs. Longcar this week. This is my 9th year here. I went to Kutztown University, so maybe some of you know where that is. It's over on the eastern side of the state. I live right outside the city of Reading, kind of in the farmy areas. If I wasn't a teacher, I would be a massage therapist. The best thing about teaching is meeting all the new students and families. My favorite color is yellow. My favorite food is tortilla chips and guacamole. I love to eat it every week. I love Piggy and Gerald books because I have 3 kiddos. I have one second grader, her name is Hannah. I have a 4-year-old, his name is Reese. And I have a 2-year-old, 2.5-year-old, her name is Claire. They all love Piggy and Gerald. So I guess it's kind of my favorite too. I love reading. I love going for runs when I'm able to. And I love to watch baseball. So that's a little bit about me. I'm going to pass it back to Mrs. Longcar so she can introduce herself.
Thanks, Mrs. Loeb. Go ahead, everybody, and just give me that smiley face if you can hear me. I did see that a lot of you were able to find that in the participant box on the left-hand side. Perfect. Thank you, Liliana and friends. So this is my 14th year teaching. I've been at Agora for about 10, and I taught in the Lebanon School District for 4 years before that. I went to college at Lock Haven University. If I wasn't a teacher, which I have to say is my favorite job, I would be a baker or a barista. I love to make sweet treats, and I also love coffee. The best thing about teaching is meeting new students and getting them set up for success. My favorite color is blue. My favorite food are chips, any kind, any flavor. I love potato chips. I love tortilla chips. I love sweet potato chips. My favorite book is the Harry Potter series. It's kind of hard to pick just one because I do love reading. As you can see, my favorite subject is reading or ELA. My favorite hobby is yoga, which I have to do more of because my muscles are tight. And my favorite sport is rugby. I used to play rugby for about 15 years, hence my muscles being tight and why I need to do more yoga. But I am excited to get to know you all more this week, and I'm going to pass the microphone back to Mrs. Loeb.
All right, thank you so much. So we are excited to learn about you as well this week. We know we have a short time together, but we're going to try our best to learn as much about you as possible and help you on your journey. What are you excited to learn this year? You can type your answer in our chat box. It looks like this. It's down here in the bottom left corner. Make sure you're typing in this tab that says Room. Okay, there's a little Room tab. Tell us what you're excited to learn this year. I'm going to set the timer for 1 minute. Go ahead. What are you excited to learn this year? All right, Dane. Math. Math and reading. Oh boy, lots of math people in here. Math and reading. How to spell, Kelly, I like that. Science. Math and science. Science is so fun. I love science too. Science and reading, I think, are my 2 top favorite subjects. All right, Deegan's excited about math. Lots of math people, like I said. I think I always recognize the math people because I'm not a math person. I wish I was, but I love to read. All right, thank you so much for sharing. Okay, I'm going to close our chat box. That means that only myself and Mrs. Longcar can see your messages. And we're going to move on and talk about our purpose for orientation. We want to introduce new families to the online learning model and provide you with the academic knowledge and skills needed to be successful in the elementary school program. There's a lot of information we're going to go over this week, especially today. Okay, so don't get too overwhelmed. We are here to help you. Our expectations here are to attend. Make sure that you are attending all of your live sessions through Class Connect. You want to be on time and attend the entire session to be marked present. Take part in all of your live sessions through the use of the tools and the chat box. Make sure that you communicate. Check the student email account a few times each day and contact us if you do need help. Complete your assignments on time. Some assignments require mastery of the skill to receive credit and to pass orientation. and we will let you know which assignments are mastery-based. That means that there are some things you're going to be getting a grade for in orientation. Okay, so you want to make sure you're keeping on top of those assignments. We also have our 3 Bs. They're here to help you be successful this school year. The first one is be respectful. Just want you to always remember that. You're going to see a lot of Bs this year. Be responsible and be ready. So being respectful means listening to your teacher and classmates, use those tools appropriately in class, and use kind words. And then be responsible. Does anybody want to read be responsible? All right, Deegan, go ahead with that microphone. Deegan, go ahead and click on that talk button in the top left corner.
Attend every line session on time. Stay logged in the entire class period. Raise your hand and participate. Complete all schoolwork on time.
You got it, Deegan. Great job. Okay, we're going to come down to be ready. And I'm going to pass that microphone back to Melissa and her student. Go ahead and try be ready.
Talk to her. Be ready. Be ready. Be ready.
Say, can you hear me?
Be ready.
I can hear you. Go ahead and can you read the things underneath be ready? Prepare.
Prepare. Prepare.
Materials for class.
Materials for class.
Does that say complete the audio check before class?
Complete the audio check for class.
And then this one says contact your teacher. Repeat after me, contact your teacher. Go ahead, say it so she can hear you. Contact your teacher.
Contact your teacher
for academic help and family coach for other concerns. Good job.
All right, great job. I'm going to give my readers a round of applause, and you can do the same thing by clicking on that little smiley face. There's going to be a round of applause button right underneath that smiley drop down. We're going to be using that round of applause button a lot to congratulate ourselves and our friends on all of the hard work you're going to be doing this week. All right, have you ever read this book before? It's called All Are Welcome. If you have, you can give a green check mark. If you have not, you can give the red X. It looks like this. Remember, it's found over here in that participant window. All right, and that's okay if you haven't read it. We're going to read it right now together. As you listen to the story, think about how you are alike and different from the students in the book. So really pay close attention. That video is going to pop up here on the screen. When you see the play button, you just push the play button, and when you're finished watching, give another green check. Okay, here comes the video. All right, I see people giving that green check. So we're going to come on back to the classroom here. If you weren't able to watch the video, we are going to send out a document at the end of the day today that has everything we worked on in our session, so you can go back and watch anything you missed or review anything you'd like to watch or look at again. So how are you alike or different from the story characters? Go ahead and type in the chat box. I'll put 1 minute on the timer. So how are you alike or different from the story characters? What kind of classroom do you learn in every day? That's okay, Bentley. We'll send that out after class for you, or after the day's over today, okay? So think about how you might be even just like some of these characters here on the page. You are nice. Right, you're right, Mason. No one in this class has the same name as you. Sometimes we have students that have the same names. Okay, maybe you're from a different background. Zaina is Muslim. Chase is kind, fun. Oh, maybe there's other people who are Muslim in the same class. We have a very large Muslim community, especially in the Philadelphia area. Sometimes it seems where lots of the Muslim families live. So maybe you guys even know each other. You never know. Might live near somebody that you don't even know you live near. Well, Isabel says that it looks like her old classroom. Oh, wow, lots of people from the same backgrounds in this class this week. Very cool. All right, I am going to close the chat box. And we're going to go ahead and move on. And Maria says she's nice too. Let's talk about Blackboard. That's where we are right now. We're in our Blackboard Collaborate classroom. And attending a cyber school doesn't mean that you're going to miss out on a classroom experience, because we're right here, just in a little bit of a different kind of classroom. Your classroom is in an online program, like I said, called Blackboard Collaborate. You will receive daily instruction from teachers, have opportunities to play, ask questions, share ideas and feelings, be creative, and work with classmates. You may even do all of this while wearing your pajamas. So each time you log in, you're going to download a new Blackboard Collaborate session. So this is normal. Some families get a little worried when they see they have to download a session each time. If you ever see this Get Update prompt, you can certainly click on that. It's not going to hurt anything. There are quite a few tools in our program. We have that blue microphone and red star. That's the audio setup wizard. If you ever have sound issues, make sure you're using that to connect your audio to the Blackboard program. The microphone, we've got our interaction features in the participant window. That participant window is right below. It contains all the names of everyone in the class. The whiteboard toolbox will appear once we give you privileges to use it in a little bit. The chat box is in the bottom left corner. And just note that to be able to use and see all of these things on the left side, there's little brown arrows here. They must be pointing downward. If they're pointing to the right, it means it's closed up. So point it downward, then you can see all of these features and use them appropriately. When class is over, you can click on the X to log out. In the audio and video box, there is a webcam and a microphone, and I'm going to jump on my webcam so hopefully you can see me. Sometimes it takes a little bit to load. Hey, good morning everybody. Here I am in your top left-hand corner. So your microphone is not going to be turned on until I give you privileges to use it. Okay, and then you can click on the talk button to start speaking and click on the talk button again to turn it off. So I'm using my mic, I'm using my webcam right now. You won't use your webcam though unless your teacher gives you permission to use it and gives you the privilege to use it. Okay? All right, I'm going to turn off my webcam and I'll be back on that later this week as well. The interaction features are there in the participant box. Oh, maybe you didn't read my joke yet. Let's see if I forgot to cover it up. What do you call a bee who lives in the United States of America? If you know, you can type in the chat box. If you don't know, that's okay. Tried to cover up my answer really quick. It's called a USB. Get it? Get it? It's computer humor. You can give the laugh out loud face. Good job, Bentley. You can give that laugh out loud face. It's found underneath the smiley face drop down button. So we're just practicing using that. There's a whole bunch of different features there. Next to the smiley face, you're going to see a little person with a clock. That is the away symbol. So if you need to step away for any reason, don't stay away too long, but you can click the away button. Try it now. That'll show your teacher that you have stepped away from that computer screen. And then when you come back, you can just click on it again and it will show your teacher you have returned. So try that away button. Okay, perfect. All right, click on it again if you didn't come back yet. The next button is the hand raise button. You can click there to raise your hand. You'll see a little red bubble and a white number show up. And then when you want to lower your hand, you can click on it again to put it back down. We ask that you only raise your hand when we're asking for volunteers or at appropriate times because it can be really distracting if you're raising your hand up and down the whole class. Okay? The next button is our polling tool. That's the green check mark and red X. You've all been doing a great job using this so far today. So you can use it again right now to answer this question. Is your birthday this month? You can give a green check if you have an October birthday or a red X if you do not. My sister is actually due with her baby in just a few short weeks this month, so I'm really looking forward to having a new niece or nephew. We don't know if it's a boy or a girl yet. I'm excited. And my birthday is at the end of the year. I'm in December, so I'm putting my red X up. And if your birthday is in October and you celebrate, happy birthday. All right, now I'm going to clear the green check marks and the red X's, and we're going to try this multiple choice answer. You can see that green check mark turned into a letter A. And you can use that button to answer this question: what is your favorite activity? Is it A, playing outside, B, going to the library and reading, C, playing video games, or D, something else that's not up on the screen here? And right now I'm loving spending a lot of time outside, so I'm going to give my letter A. Also forgot to mention my son's birthday's this month, but my focus is on my sister's baby. All right. Choose your letter if you haven't already. I see most of you have. If you can't find it, it's over here in the participant window, right where the green check mark and red X were. So choose your answer. I'm going to count down. Ready? 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's take a look at what everybody chose. 11 people are enjoying being outside. We have 1 person who likes going to the library and reading, 6 people who like playing video games, and 2 people who chose something else. There's lots of activities that are fun, right? Let's take a look at the chat box. You guys also did a great job using the chat box so far. You want to make sure that you're using the Room tab whenever you're typing a message to the whole class. Mrs. Longcar and I will let you know when the chat box is open. That means you want to chat with your classmates in that Room tab. When the chat box is closed and you get a message from a teacher, it will pop up in a private tab next to the Room. We can see every message you type. You can also use emojis when you are permitted during free chat, but try not to type them in the chat box while class is going on. It can be kind of distracting. Also, if you have a question or a comment that is not related to something that your teacher is teaching, please send that in an email so it doesn't get lost in the chat box. All right, I'm going to open our chat box again. You can click in that Room tab and type something, and then use that smiley face to choose an emoji to put in the chat box with your message. All right, and of course make sure everything we type in the chat box is appropriate for school. Go ahead and you can type a message. Good job. I see those messages in the chat now. Wonderful. Good morning, everyone. You're all doing so great so far today. A few more seconds to type your message. And KL, thank you for letting us know that we weren't saying your name right. And we can have that little apostrophe added for you, hopefully, so that we can, and your teachers can say it appropriately moving forward. All right, I am going to close the chat. Great work, everyone. Now, let's talk about that Blackboard Collaborate Toolbox. I'm going to give you your tools. And you can see the toolbox right over here. And we're going to use those tools right now. The first one we're going to try is the arrow. If you grab that arrow tool, it's over here, grab that arrow and take one of these bumblebees and let's fly it all the way up to the clouds in the sky. So this is just a picture here. Come over here and grab that arrow. This will help you move movable pieces around the screen when there are pieces to move. Good work. Wonderful. Okay, we're going to move on to the next tool. This is the sun, or I'm sorry, this is a pointer. It looks like a little sun or a little star. You can choose the pointer that you like, and then let's put your pointer where you live. So I mentioned earlier that I live near the city of Reading, right outside of the city of Reading, so I'm going to put my pointer over here. Tell us where you live. And if you don't see your exact city, maybe just the area that you live in. Oh yeah, we've got those Philly guys. I know we had a lot of you. We always do. Lots of Philly friends. Ooh, up in northern PA. Scranton, some of my family lives near Scranton. Mrs. Von Carr lives in Harrisburg. Good job with your pointers. Now just a tip that you need to make sure you click on the screen to see that pointer. Okay, so click on the actual screen to see your pointer show up. Very good. With some Pittsburgh friends. Some Erie friends. Okay, awesome job. Now we're going to use our pen or our highlighter tool to connect the dots. So make sure that you try that pen or highlighter and start over here with letter A. See if you can connect some of the dots here. We know there's a lot of people in this class, so just try your best. Good, and if you want that pen tool, you can switch back. Some people are using the marker. It's up to you which one you want to use. The pen has like a little bit of a thinner drawing capability. Good job, everyone. Good. Okay, let's move on here. We'll try that typing tool. The typing tool looks like this. There's a letter A that has some lines with it. That's like a scrolling text box. The other A is just, I think, a little bit easier to type with. You can use that to type your name on the board. Oops. My computer mouse is jumping all over here. All right, you can even change the size and the color and the font of your name. And if you ever find that you're accidentally typing over top of someone else, you can grab your typing with the arrow tool. You can grab it and you can move it somewhere else on the screen. That just happens when there's a lot of people in the room. Eliana, that's okay. If you had some computer issues there, we're glad you're back. Good, everybody. I see those names nice and clearly there. Very good. And we're going to be using these tools a lot this week, so don't worry if you're having any trouble. Now grab this closed square and put a closed square under your favorite food. I feel like all of these foods are my favorite. But I think today I'm going to put it under the pasta or the spaghetti. Kind of in the mood for pasta lately. So try to put a closed square. You want to click and kind of drag to create that square. And you can change the color of your square as well. Lots of pizza lovers. I love pizza. I love sushi. I love pasta. I love kebabs. I love fruits and vegetables and rice and tacos. This one can be kind of tricky. Good work. All right, now we're going to try the open circle. If you click on the open square, you'll get that open circle option. And let's put a circle around one student. I like this guy's red glasses, so I'm going to put a circle around him. And you can put a circle around any of these characters on the board. So try that open circle. If you click on the open square, you'll get the open circle. Good work. Okay, awesome job, guys. Now one more tool to try today is the line. Let's take the line tool and draw a line under the title, All Are Welcome. All right, very good. Okay, I am going to just close the toolbox up now, and I want everybody to find the round of applause button under that smiley. You did so good with those tools, the participant window tools, the chat box, the toolbox. You are rocking and rolling already today. You're going to be so successful this week, I can feel it. All right, so we're going to move on to something called file transfers, and this is why we're going to create a orientation folder. So you may receive some electronic files. Well, what does that mean? It means if I was standing around our classroom and handing out papers, you would put it in maybe a folder that you have on your desk. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to be sending you some files through electronic transfer, and that means it's just going to pop right up here on your screen. and we're going to put them into an orientation folder. And that orientation folder is going to be on the desktop of our computer. So you would simply need to downsize your Blackboard program. Don't leave, just downsize the program. And we're going to go to the desktop of our computer. You're going to right-click and you're going to find this menu. So this is what the desktop of your computer looks like. You're going to click New Folder, and then you're going to create that folder here and write the word orientation. When you're finished, come back to the classroom. I'm going to put 2 minutes on the timer for you to create that orientation folder. Follow the directions here on the screen. So you're just going to downsize the Blackboard program, go to the desktop of your computer, and follow these directions to create your folder. And then when you're finished, just bring that Blackboard classroom back up. All right, so once you've created that orientation folder, give me a green check. Let me know if you were able to do it. Are you able to create that orientation folder? All right, great. Now I'm going to send you a document. Well, this document is going to go inside your folder. It's called Creating Folders and Saving Files, and it's going to show you how to create folders and save files. But I'm going to ask you to put this in your orientation folder. If you had trouble creating the orientation folder, you can just save this to your desktop. So let me actually just send this out. And when you see it come up, you're just going to click on the Yes button to save it. All right, so here it comes. And then here's how you can save it to your orientation folder. You would click on Desktop, Orientation, and then you would click Open or Save. And that's going to put it right into that folder you created. All right. So let me know if you were able to save that file. We're also going to send it out at the end of the day in our little wrap-up message. So if you ever miss anything in class, don't worry. We'll send it out at the end of the day, and we'll attach these documents to our emails, and we'll give you the information you may have missed, okay? Okay. Congratulations on surviving your first class. We know this one was really, really long. We promise that these classes get much easier as the week goes on. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, just take a deep breath, and we're going to help you. We're here to support you. We're not going to just throw all this at you and say, all right, have a great day. We're going to make sure that we support you, okay? So what we want you to do before our next class, which we know is very shortly, is just make sure that you have your online school set up, okay? We also want you to check for your ClassLink login information. So Mrs. Longcar and I just sent this information to the student email account. So make sure you look in your email in the next couple minutes before our next class. Make sure that your online school is set up appropriately. Here's some directions if you need it. And if you have any questions, let us know. We will see you back in our next class at 10 o'clock. So come back to our next class, which starts in just a few minutes.